you so much. We need to start. Okay, we are live on YouTube now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
So we are live now.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Gopalji from Kerala. I know him since 15 plus years, or approximately around that time, when he used to be based in Mumbai. Okay, now he's living in a beautiful city called Shivaratri. Okay, so Gopalji is from Kerala, and each place, as I said, each place has different traditions. Okay, so Gopalji, you've been doing astrology from a long time, and you know a lot of rituals from the south. Okay, you meet so many people. So some easy upays, if you would like to give for our audience, all yours.
Me to start?
Yes.
Namaste, everybody. I hope I am audible properly for everybody.
Yes.
Okay. I start with a small prayer. Kailasadrisha-𝐂𝐨𝐧𝐬𝐮𝐥𝐭𝐚 Suravitapi-tate Sphadike Mandape Sanmatangaradi-Pīṭopari Parilasidam Sevyamanam Surogai Janustam Vamabahum Mrugamapiparasham Jnanamudram Vahantam Nagodyadyogaveshtam Dadadamrishigane Jnanamishana-मीढे. Since the time is very less, I quickly go through the remedial measures, including some do's and don'ts for pleasing and getting the blessings of Lord Shiva, that is Mahadev. Lord Shiva is to be worshipped, or the dhyana of Shiva is to be done along with the goddess Parvati Devi. The Saundarya Lahari, one hymn written by Kalidasa, has started with the one shloka where he says, Shiva Shaktya Yukto Yati Bhavati Shakta Prabhavitam Nache Devam Devo Nak Kalu Kusharas Pandito Api. That is, Lord Shiva cannot move even a bit without the permission or the action of goddess Parvati Devi. So, whenever we make the dhyana of Lord Shiva, we should imagine that he is accompanied by goddess Parvati. There is one secret of Shiva worship and getting his blessings. Similarly, you compared to any other deities, Lord Shiva's entire family is consisting of many divine personalities. Like Lord Ganapati is there in the family, Lord Subramanya is there in the family, Vasuki Nagaraj is there with Shiva, Goddess Ganga is there with Shiva, and Nandi, Nandikeshwar or Nandi is the vehicle of Shiva. And even as per the stories in Puranas, Lord Hanuman is also the progeny of Lord Shiva himself. So all these deities and many other sub-deities called Bhuta Ganas of Shiva are part of Shiva's family. So therefore, it is prudent for everybody who worships Shiva to imagine the entire Shiva Parivara. We just imagine that Shiva, Lord Shiva, Goddess Parvati, and the Shiva Parivara, that is including Ganapati and Subramanya. Because, even Nandi, Vasuki, and all other Parivaras. Because Ganapati is the first, the Lord whom we have to worship for every action, every ritual, for any action. That is Prathama Vandita. That is Chipra Prasada he is. That is, he is pleased very quickly. So pleasing Ganapati is the key to pleasing Lord Shiva also. And then Subramanya. Why Subramanya? Because Subramanya is the key deity for astrology. And the worship of Shiva and Parvati is very important in the Indian system, Indian mythology or Indian way of life or Sanatana Dharma, because all the Shastras, Indian Shastras are mentioned in various Puranas in the form of conversation between Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati. Therefore, worshipping Ganesha, worshipping Shiva and Goddess Parvati along with the Parivara is the key for acquiring all the knowledge and all the prosperity. This is one of the points. Now, since the this talk is on short notice, I could not make it in a very structured way. I will go on telling the points I have jotted down, which are the custom from tradition and custom, and which are small key points which will which is generally not written down anywhere, but followed by the people. Okay. Now, one of the important things in Shiva worship and where Shiva gets pleased is Bhasma Dharana. That is, one should wear ashes. That is the Bhasma. If you, before starting the worship of Shiva, to wear Bhasma on your forehead, and Shiva is pleased half by that itself. The next one, actually this Bhasma is made by burning the cow dung. Okay, so the cow dung itself is having a lot of medicinal properties, and wearing Bhasma is also having many other medicinal benefits besides pleasing Lord Shiva. Next, another one thing is Abhisheka Priya. This Shiva, Lord God Shiva is pleased by doing Abhisheka or pouring water on the Shivlinga. And this Abhisheka is preferably to be done from a conch, and that is for doing the Abhisheka from a conch is good for all the deities, but for specifically for Shiva, if it is done through a horn made of bronze, you might have seen in the shops selling the puja materials, one bronze, there is one horn made of bronze is sold there, one small thing that may be costing some 100 rupees or so. So in that you can put the water on the top and it will come down through the lower portion, and that water, if it is put on the Shiva is pleased because that horn is imagined to be of Nandis. This is one. And this Abhisheka is a very extolled form of worshipping Shiva. Abhisheka means pouring water. There is a small 4-line small stanza regarding different types of worships to different lords. That is Namaskara Priyo Bhanu. That is Lord Sun. Sun is pleased by doing prostrations in front of him. That is Surya Namaskara, Then Abhisheka Priyo Shiva. That is, Shiva is pleased by pouring water on the Shivalinga. Alankara Priyo Vishnu. Vishnu is pleased by making alankaras or makeup. What is it? Makeup is alankara, or that is adoring him with flowers and all other things is called alankara. Then Naivedyana Ganatipa. Ganapati, Lord Ganesha is pleased by feeding. That is, Ganapati is Lord of fond of eating so many things. So by feeding or Naivedya, that is the key to pleasing Ganapati. Then apart from performing the Abhisheka of Shiva with water, he is also pleased by doing Abhisheka with milk, because milk is associated with the moon and Vrishabha Rashi, and moon is on the head of Shiva. So while doing the Abhisheka with milk, moon is pleased, and because of moon is pleased, Shiva is also pleased. So this is another key. Then the flowers used for Shiva. There is one famous flower, a yellow color very attractive yellow color flower called kaner. This in Kannada it is called karavira, and maybe there may be some other names for that. That yellow color flower is used for worship of Shiva. And one of the another important flower is that whitish or pink or white flower. This is called ak or arka, or in eriku in South India, Tamil and Malayalam it is called eriku. In Kannada arka, in Hindi ak, I think. This white flower is also used for worshipping Shiva, and Shiva is pleased with that. There is another flower called tumba flowers. This tumba flower is a very small flower. It is slightly bigger than rice grain, very soft flower, very beautiful flower that is used for worshipping Shiva. Even in this performing Ashtamangala Prashna, these tumba flowers are used. Then another common thing used universally for worshipping Shiva is bay leaves or billo patre. That is one of the most important for worshipping Shiva. And billo patre can be if billo patre is not available, the billo patre is used for worshipping on the previous day can be washed and worshipped. This can be continued for 12 days. That is one important ingredient for worshipping Shiva, where Shiva is immensely pleased. Then, and one important thing to be not to be used is ketaki flower. There is a flower called ketaki which is used for worshipping other deities, but inadvertently, knowingly or unknowingly, one should not use ketaki for worshipping Lord Shiva, because there is a story behind that. Because of the time constraint, I am not going into that story here. If we are going to a temple of Shiva, we do circumambulations or pradakshinas there. So number of pradakshinas prescribed for pleasing Lord Shiva is 3. And it is the number is different for different lords. So any deity in the Shiva Parivara, there is Ganapati, Subramanya, Shiva, Goddess Parvati and all, you can do 3 circumambulations. And another very important thing is, in Shiva temple, you should not complete the circle. From left side, you have to start the circumambulations, and all other deities, and there will be a lot of stone deities installed in the temple. All of those should come to your right side when you do the circumambulation, and you should come up to the from behind. You should come up to the right side of the that temple. There is the water from the sanctorum. That is the water used for abhisheka is coming out through that closed the stone pipe or something like that, and it will be falling. Till there, that place you have to come, and you have to return back to the front side, or return back to the same place, taking a apradakshina. That is the rule, because in that water which is flowing outside the temple, you should not cross that. That is very important there. Maybe people are familiar with this concept. And if that canal, that small outlet going outside the temple is closed, then there is no harm in completing the full circle. This is one rule. Then there are many people who do collect the water from that outlet outside the sanctorum with their palm and either drink or pour on their head. This should not be done, because this temple is structured in such a way that that water is falling below the ground, and there is one deity there. That deity is the Kshetrapalaka of that temple. He is entitled for that abhisheka water. When you collect the water from that type, you are depriving the Kshetrapalaka of that portion from him, and you will attract his wrath. So one should not collect that water. Many people are doing that, no, because there may not be anybody standing there, or no boards will be written, no signboard will be written asking you not to do that. So
If Gopalakrishnaa ji, sorry to interrupt, if I may ask you to kindly repeat this point of Abhishek water a bit more slowly. It was a bit in between the voice went off. Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, that abhisheka water, no?
Yes.
This last point, yeah. From the temple, Sanctum Sanctorum, that water will come out through a stone pipe through the northern side of the temple. Generally, if the temple is facing the east, the deity is sitting in the east, from the northern side of the temple, this water will come out through a stone pipe and it will fall down on the ground, and one small canal will be there through which it will be going outside the temple. There, some people collect the water with their palm and either drink it or they sprinkle on their head. It is a wrong practice and it is not prescribed, because this water is falling down to the earth. At that point, there is one deity installed there. This water, which is used for abhishek and coming through that pipe, that much water is entitlement of that deity. And we are not supposed to collect that, because we are depriving of that deity of his entitlement, and we will attract his wrath. So one should not do that. I think I am clear on this. Okay. And
Okay.
if the water, after falling there, if the water is going to the northern side outside the temple through an open canal, you should not cross that area. You should not complete the circumambulation. Only you have to do it only 270 degrees. When you are reaching 270 degrees, you have to take a about turn and come back from the, as you have gone to up to that place, you have to again come back to the main entrance in the same way. And then you can go to that place without crossing the canal, canal. But if the canal is closed, in some temples, that canal itself is closed, then you can cross that. That is the rule followed in South India or traditional Shiva temples. Then for Shiva, the Naivedya or the Bhog, or the main ingredient for using the Naivedya can be of khadi sugar or payasam made of good rice and ghee. These things are used for Shiva, and Shiva is very much pleased because of these things. Another important thing is, from Shiva temples, one should not pluck flowers. Even it is for the worship of Shiva in the same temple, one should not pluck flower from there and give it. It is not advisable. And another thing is, when you come out of the Shiva temple, when you exit, immediately you should wipe your feet and make the dust stuck to your feet fall down there itself. The theory is that you should not even take a single particle of dust to your home when you go back from the temple. Similarly, if there are some I have seen many people, there will be some billapatra trees or some good flowers in the garden. Some people pluck that billapatra or the bay leaf or plum flowers to take it to their home and put on their home deity. That is not to be done, especially from a Shiva temple. Then Shiva is, Shiva is sporting so many things in his body. There is one is Trishul, one is Dhamaru in his hand. Then he is having 3 eyes, and he is having serpent. So, and he is having a jata. That is, I don't know the English word for jata. Okay, jatadhari. So, if a person, if to please Lord Shiva, you can offer Trishul, that one Trishul made of copper or bronze for the temple, especially if there is no this Trishul there or something, then Shiva is pleased by that. And a Dhamaru, or Shiva is very much fond of drum beats. So for any, in the temple, if you are causing some drum beat there during special puja, Shiva is pleased of that. Then if for any problems, you can offer a mold of gold, especially mold of silver, especially of 3 eyes of Shiva. This Trinetra, the Shiva's 3 eyes, if it is donated to Shiva, it is very good for your any problems, especially which we are finding caused by Lord, that or for whenever you feel a need to please Shiva, that is very good for people having any eye problem. You can donate a mold made of silver, that is mold of 3 eyes, which will be put on the Shivlinga. It will look very nice. Similarly, if you have any that Rahu Ketu problem in your horoscope, then mold of serpent made of silver can be donated to the temple. Then Shiva is Nataraja, So for in the festivals and all, if you perform a dance yourself in the temple, Shiva is pleased. That is Natana Visharada Natashekara. There is one song also. So he is called Nataraja, and by performing a dance also he is pleased. Then Shiva is called Adi Yogi and greatest of yogis. And if one is serving yogis, Shiva is pleased. Similarly, Shiva is spotting the moon on his head, and moon is significating cows. So, and Shiva is signifier of black color. And if you serve black cows with some food for black cows on Mondays or Saturdays, then also Shiva is pleased. Then mantras used for worshipping Shiva, mainly Namah Shivaya, that everybody knows that. Another important mantra is Mrityunjaya mantra. Om Trayambagam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Ruvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityor Mujjiya Mamrita. That's very meaningful and helpful mantra for anything associated with Shiva. There is one important story of Arjuna and Bhima about worshipping Shiva. That is, Arjuna was doing a lot of ostensible pranam, that is pujas and havanas and all for Shiva. And he was visibly not getting any blessing from Shiva. But one day for some, then he was accusing Bhima that you are not doing any worship for Shiva, etc. Then Bhima told, I can get anything done by Shiva instantly, like that Bhima was telling. Then Arjuna was wondering, why I am doing a lot of pujas and performance that for Lord Shiva, but I am not blessed. But Shiva, Bhima is telling he can get this blessing instantly. Then during the sleep, Shiva, Arjuna is getting a vision of Bhima worshipping Shiva in his mind itself. So mentally Bhima was worshipping Shiva, and mentally Bhima was offering the entire Bilvapatra, that is bare leaves, the entire bare leaves available on the earth. Bhima is offering to the Lord in his mind. He is imagining that, oh Lord, I am offering the entire bare leaves present in the world to you. Like that he was imagining. So Arjuna got a glimpse of that. And after that, Arjuna also got another glimpse that large number of people are removing those bare leaves from the Shivalinga, which Bhima worshipped in his imagination. The entire area was covered with the bare leaves, which was used by Bhima in his imagination to worship Shiva. And people were removing it. They did not have any time respite. They were removing so much leaves, and it was no end for that. So, and Shiva was, because of that, Bhima had the confidence that Shiva would please instantly, and Shiva would grant him any wish he was asking. This was a story. And after the worship of Shiva, you perform anything for Shiva, you go to the temple or do a puja or tell a mantra, or after finishing anything, even the puja of other deities, you can tell or recite 3 mantras of Shiva. That is Haraya Namaha, Mridhaya Namaha, Shankaraya Namaha. So Haraya Namaha, Mridhaya Namaha, Shankaraya Namaha. Haraya Namaha, Mridhaya Namaha, Shankaraya Namaha. 3 times. And then tell Sadashivaya Namaha last. So with this also, before telling this, you have to imagine that anything, if I have done knowingly or unknowingly any lapse in my worship to you, there is any Lord or even Shiva or Goddess, kindly pardon me, telling that you can tell this mantra, Haraya Namaha, Mridhaya Namaha, Shankaraya Namaha 3 times and then Sadashivaya Namaha. So these are the bits and pieces gathered by me instantly after Sunilji requested this evening. I think I am clear. If there are any doubts on these matters, if something is not clear, you can ask if as permitted by Sunilji. Thank you, everybody, for listening me patiently.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Gopalakrishnaa ji. I will repeat once again what I've been repeating for the last 15 years very patiently, and I've gotten frustrated. You have so much to give. You have so much to give, and it's just that hamara bhagya nahi hai. We don't have that bhagya, especially the Kerala system. You can translate so much into English. But anyway, thank you. Wonderful of this thing. And I love the story of Bima. I mean, at least I did, that mental worship, that love is so important. Okay, I hope everybody loved it. Okay. You know what? Someone has very nicely requested, Vishal Goswami ji, please repeat mantras and kindly share in chat. If you can type and put it over here, one, and also send it to me on a Word file so that in the comment section of our YouTube, this particular video, we put the mantras, with a brief short explanation for what the mantra is for. Is that fine with you, Gopalji? Maybe not. You can do it now or later, whenever, at least by tomorrow or something. Okay. Thank you so much. I hope everybody appreciates and writes their views in this thing. Prabhat Kumar Pankaj has written the mantra. Okay. Vijay RS is also writing, so it's sorted out. Gopalji, are you there? I don't see you.
Yeah, I am here.
Okay, great. Thank you once again, Gopalji. I would now request Nitesh to do what he does best. I understand there are some server issues going on with YouTube and Facebook. All of us are logged out automatically out of Facebook.